All right, here we are, guys. I've made some massive purchases. Wow. Today's video should be an exciting one for you and me. I can't wait to see your guys' comments on these things. I've already posted it into the Discord. And by the way, my Discord seems to be absolutely massive when it comes to Sorare. I absolutely love it. There are so many people constantly talking Sorare. They're talking NBA, they're talking MLB, they're talking everything. So if you guys want to join the Discord, link is as always in the description. It is a beautiful community of people that like to help each other out and people that also like to point out if you make a mistake. So it's very helpful. Let's jump into today and let's see what lineups I am going to be building for the football side. Now, this current game week, the one that just passed, well, things didn't necessarily go too well. And yeah, maybe I could have somehow had a lineup that could have gotten anything, but I don't think I could have, even if I got it completely right. So for the All-Star team, Anthony Morris, clean sheet. Let's go. So he has done well. Pretty happy with that, especially considering they were up against Ghent. So that's a good result against a strong side. Then you have Diego Palacios and LAFC, who have just today, in the past few hours, gotten themselves through into the next round of the playoffs. So I wonder if I actually have access to Palacios now for yet another game. I would like to see that. Let me see if there is any... Oops, that's the wrong Palacios. Come on now. Diego Palacios, the left back of dreams. Look at these freaking scores. The guy's on fire. He is going to be playing... Oh, he plays the World Cup too? Oh, hey, you know what? That's sick. I didn't even know that. Hey, I have World Cup utility. Let's go. But let me take a look into this at FotMob. I think this is the place where I can probably see this best. There we go. Los Angeles FC. They are going to be playing on the 30th of October against FC Dallas or Austin. Is that going to be the finals already? I don't necessarily know who is where. Like, how far have we gotten now? So LAFC have beaten their opponents, as we can see right here. Montreal against New York FC have to play. And then you also still have Austin and Dallas. Okay, so this would be the semi-final. And then that would be the final, huh? Ooh, they are in the semi-finals now. So I could potentially have 2 more games with Palacios, which I love to see. But the game is on the 30th of October, so there's plenty of time, 9 days for him to recover, which means we don't have access to him this upcoming game week, which is the weekend one. Xavi Simons and Arsenal, that obviously didn't go too well for PSV Eindhoven. Xavi Simons did play, and he did have one moment where he was literally running through everyone and then took a shot, but it didn't really turn out too well for him. He just put it into the sky, which wasn't really looking good, but I was looking at the highlights of the game, and that was the only position they showed for PSV Eindhoven, so they must have really sucked. But Arsenal at home, Arsenal is just on form right now. They're ridiculously good. So the All-Star, sadly, does not get me a threshold. I wish I would have put one of these guys in here, because obviously the U23 Pro didn't do anything. So Muric and Harvard Bellis 1-1 in their matchup against Birmingham, who are actually a bad team, so that really isn't the best result. Then you had Guindo, who for the first time ever, I believe, got himself 43 points. Like, what? I was really surprised about that. Things really didn't go too well for Guindo for the first time, which is fine. The guy is allowed to have a bad match once, but only once. And then Marcelinho Nunez came on as a substitute for Norwich in a game which they lost at home against Luton Town FC. A lot of people are already calling for the head of the coach in the comments and stuff from the social media of Norwich. So it's interesting to see what happens there. But next game, he's expected to come back again. Maybe he just got somewhat rested. Zion Fleming coming in with a 3-0 victory. No goals from him. One guy specifically in his team got the 3 goals, so congratulations to him. But Zion Fleming, again, even if he doesn't score, the guy can get a decent score that doesn't ruin your lineup. So I'm very happy that we have him in the club right here. But going into the next game week, by the way, I'm so proud of myself that I've put together training lineups. I gotta say, I'm very proud of myself that I didn't forget this time. But for the upcoming game week, I have 5 teams. Now, that is a bit weird, because you might be asking yourself, what the hell happened? Like, how the hell did you manage to get 5 teams? Well, here they are. I have built them out already. I don't need to like put them together with you. I think we can think about these and like give your opinions in the comments. That'd be very much appreciated. But on a 23 Pro, I feel very, very confident with, and I know this is going to cost me. I'm going to jinx myself here. But Besiktas is up against Hatay. Hatay is a team that isn't necessarily doing too well. Let's go over here to Turkey. Let me show you guys. So Hatay is currently 18th in the league. 5 goals scored, 14 conceded. They are not doing well, right? They did pick up 2 wins in the last 3 games, which is a bit impressive. So maybe their form is picking back up again. But then again, Besiktas is obviously 4th in the league. They need to continue doing well and get up there. Their fans are not necessarily too happy with the performances. And the good thing is, obviously, Moleka could get playtime because the likes of Weghorst and Gezal are injured. If he doesn't get playtime now, the guy is never going to get playtime. It doesn't look good for him if he doesn't now. But going into it, obviously, we have gone with the defensive stack because I'm thinking Besiktas can hold it to at least a clean sheet in this game, even though it's away from home. I am very hopeful that our new super rare, Tayyip Sanuc, can bring us a good amount of points. Then we have Mace Holgers against Cambuur. Historically, it seems a lot of teams seem to do well defensively against Cambuur, so I'm really hoping that Hilgers can come up with another great performance, as we love to see it from him. And then in midfield, Kökçü, Feyenoord against Fortuna Sittard, Feyenoord at home against the 10th in the league. That is a lovely matchup. And then Excelsior, who have just gotten beaten 7-1 by Ajax, are now up against AZ Alkmaar. They're probably thinking to themselves, man, we can't catch a break. We keep playing against big teams. So it's not going to be too good for them. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And I hope Odgaard gets to score in that game. It seems like Carlson and Odgaard could be on the pitch at the same time, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. So hopefully Odgaard can establish himself as the number 9 in this team, which would be great because obviously they do have Pavlidis, who is injured for a long time. And if Odgaard can keep on doing well and hold that position, that would make me very happy. But that is potentially my strongest lineup this week. Then going into under 23, we have Burnley against Sunderland, 9th in the league against top 3 in the league. So Taylor Harvard-Bellis and Muric sticking together once again. Saliba up against Southampton. He did not play this midweek against PSV Eindhoven, so I'm thinking that he goes straight in there. Let me actually see. Was he on the bench? Or was he like completely out? Because that we worried. Okay, all good. He was on the bench. That's good. They just rested him, which is good to see. Obviously, Saliba doesn't necessarily get like the most insane scores at times, but he has like the potential to get super high scores. And I personally have the highest percentage on this guy. I think I have like 11.5%. And when I make him captain, it's just a ridiculous amount of point total that we could get just off of him. So I'm hoping he can surpass the 70, which would be lovely. Xavi Simons up against Groningen. Apparently, players like De Jong could be coming back into the teams for PSV Eindhoven. But for this next match, it looks like Simons is still somewhat guaranteed to play. And someone like Till could get dropped. But then again, Anwar El Ghazi in the league last time, I think after coming on as a substitute, scored like 3 goals, if I'm not mistaken. So there are plenty of players that want to play in that number 9 role. Xavi Simons has done a great job doing it, but he is now going to drop to a different position, which could be good, could be bad. I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens there. I'm very excited to see what he can do. And as we can see, no Branthwaite at the back line, which is one of our latest wins in Sorare. So, yeah, we're going to go with Xavi Simons and then Zion Fleming against West Brom. Possibly one of the best matchups he could have in the championship. So I'm looking forward to seeing Zion Fleming just pop off. So again, 2 pretty strong teams, if you ask me. And in Challenger Europe, we have put together Anthony Morris, Soleil with a tough matchup against Salzburg, against Sturm Graz. And I want to know if the guy finally put up his predictions, because yesterday it wasn't there. No, it's still not there. What the hell, dude? Put your predictions out there. It's deadline day. Why is there only 2 predictions? Anyways, do your job as if it's his job or something. We have Soleil up against Sturm Graz, so that should be a game that he plays in because it's a big matchup in Austria. And actually, I think I can check. There's good news, by the way, guys. They did play in the cup, right? They won 6-1. I would love to see the lineup. Somehow, I can't see the lineup of Salzburg. Maybe I need to go to Twitter. Let me see. Red Bull Salzburg, please. Salzburg? There we go. That's the team. So they probably put out the squad, right? Surely they have. They had to have. Who has played in the starting 11? Where the hell is it? Simic scored. Amar Dedic scored. Who else? Sheshko is in there. He did play, which is not necessarily an amazing sign that he gets to play in the B side for the cup, but he did score. So Sheshko did score the third goal. Finally, the boy is getting involved in the goal scoring again. But the lineup, there it is, finally. So it was no Solé. Great. He wasn't even on the bench, which is interesting to see. Pavlovic played, and also Verba played. Verba and Pavlovic, both passable like secondary players alongside Solé in the lineup when it comes to the center back position. So interesting. And in terms of injuries, they say themselves, like Nicolas Capaldo, Fernando, Cameri, Sekou Koita, all these guys were injured. And if Solé was injured, they would have told us. So Solé is fit. He just didn't want to play. And they were like, yeah, you know what? You're too good for this. Let's not play you. I like that. So Sheshko has scored in a 6-1 win. Let's freaking go. That's good to see. And yeah, the team, actually, hold on. Who played? Did Adamo play? Adamo did play. Okay, so Adamo and Sheshko played. No Okafor. Okafor wasn't injured. Okafor was on the bench. So I'm assuming they rested him too. So it's going to be a battle between Sheshko and Adamo for that striker position. And when we look at the scoreline here, we do see Sheshko has scored. Adamo has done so too. Okay, well, we have no clue if Sheshko is going to be in the starting lineup or not, which is a bit of an issue. But yeah, it's fine. Solé, I fully expect to play, even though it's a tough matchup. I can easily see him get 50 plus, so or 60 plus, I should say, because he's very much capable of doing that against anyone, except maybe in the Champions League. Guindo needs to pick up a good score again. We've gone for him, St. Gallen against Servette, so he is expected to play. Hopefully, he does put up a good performance. But I have seen that the entire back line of St. Gallen didn't really have the highest percentage when it comes to predicted. So that's a bit of a, I don't know, that's a question mark that needs to be answered. Enzo Fernandez goes in, even though he has possibly the toughest matchup that he could have here against Porto. And Muleka goes into this one, right? Muleka against Hatay. Again, I expect him to play. I expect him to do well. I have given him the freaking captaincy because I think he's going to score a hat-trick. At least I'm praying he does. But yeah, that's the team there. But there is one thing that we could possibly change, and it does consider the Rare Challenger Europe team. Now, for the Under-23 Super Rare, yes, I have gone super rare this time around with Muleka in this team instead of the Under-23 Pro. I would have loved to somehow fit in Sanuc, Hilgers, and Muleka into the same lineup, but the fourth super rare that I would have had to put in wasn't really necessarily good enough. So this Under-23 super rare team is a punty one. And the reason behind it is the goalkeeper, Kavlina, as you guys might know, if we go over here, he has not necessarily played recently, right? But, ooh, what the hell? Why did that guy pay so much for Kavlina? Is he for sure back? That's very interesting. Either, I'm sorry who this guy is, either this guy is incredibly stupid, or something's going on here. Like, I don't, why would someone pay so much for a goalkeeper that doesn't play? Why? All of a sudden, okay, so he did the last two games he didn't play. They drew 1-1 and they lost 3-0. The matchup against Gorica here. Let's see how good Gorica is. I have no idea. Gorica currently is in, the 10th position, right below them. That's a battle and a half. That could be a good game. Kavlina, supposedly, could be back in the starting lineup, which gives me a lot of hope. So you can see right here, 60% on him, 40% on the other goalkeeper. Give Kavlina his chance again. I need him back as my goalkeeper, man. I really need him to be active again. So I'm really hoping he does get playtime. Hence why this is like a super punty lineup. We have Sildilia up against Werder Bremen. That could be a really good matchup. I'm just hoping that Sildilia starts picking up some good points again because he has been struggling lately. And yeah, it hasn't really been great. He has like he's had these scores, and then I bought him, and then he went down to these scores. I'm really hoping he can step it up again and get some really good game time. Obviously, he got played against Bayern Munich for 90 minutes, which is a good sign. In the Europa League, he didn't play, but it won 4-0 away from home, which isn't necessarily ideal, but Freiburg is already in a great spot, so maybe they wanted to rest a couple of players. Maybe that was their plan. But Sildiria is a huge talent. Still, a lot of people recognize that, and I still believe that he has a lot of upside. He's only like 20 years old, under 23 until 2026. There's a long time for this guy to learn and get better, and Freiburg trusts in their players and builds them up throughout years. So this is one that I really would like to keep for a long time, unless I have to move things around. But yeah, Sildiria is there. Bayer is up against Galatasaray. Historically, Bayer does really bad against the good teams in the league, so I'm not necessarily expecting him to do well. So again, this is like a full punty lineup. Don't get it wrong. Marcelinho Nunez against Sheffield United. Again, very tough matchup at the top of the division. And then we have Muleka Super Rare, who is hopefully going to be the best player here, getting me 150 points through captaincy. Something like that. And then Underdog Rare, I have put in a couple of players here that are actually really good scorers. At least I expect them to do so. So I have put in Tayyip Sanoc here, who, as you guys know, with Besiktas has a good matchup. We have Szymanski here, who is on fire lately, and I feel like this could be a waste because Šeško and Spikic are not necessarily guaranteed to play. And you know what? I'm going to take it away. Why am I putting up 5 teams if I don't feel comfortable about it? Let's take that out. And let's add these boys in here because I feel like I could have higher scores from these lads in these matchups here. So who drops? Enzo drops. I love you, Enzo, but I'm so sorry, man. I feel like you're just against Porto. It's just on paper, it's possibly the toughest matchup in the division, especially away from home. So I don't want to risk it yet. That's like 3 game weeks where we haven't used one of my most expensive players, which is nuts. But we got to play the matchups. So Szymanski comes into this one in terms of challenger. And then the question is, who comes in for Solé or Guindo? So I need to make my mind up on this one. Let's go to Solé. Or actually, let's go into the lineup builder here. And let's get some more info. Game week 316. Let's go new lineup builder. And then Challenger Europe Rare. Oh, good. I don't have any teams. So we have Morris, who has a 26% chance of a clean sheet. Again, I don't expect him to get a clean sheet, but at the same time, I really hope that Union Saint-Gauloise do not concede 3 goals. And knowing that this is a massive matchup and they are playing at home, I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. And I believe Bruges have some big games coming up right after, right? So let's go in here. So Bruges have Union Saint-Gauloise, and then they have Porto at home. That's a big game. That's a big game. So that could be interesting if they go ahead and, go ahead and play their strongest team there. But at the same time, they have already kind of secured Champions League, haven't they? Oh, they might take this game serious. Anyways, even if they do, I still hope that he will do well there. Solé is fully expected to play. He has a 13 score in the matchup. Opponent score isn't that great. Sturm Graz is a good team. 60% win chance here. 39% clean sheet. Really? Wow. That's okay. Only a 10% 3 goals against. Sadly, not enough information on Guindo. But on paper, I think I'm going to go Solé and Sanoc. Oh, this is a tough choice. This really is because, like, for me, I don't understand why the matchup score here isn't that good for Sanoc. It makes absolutely no sense. -5? Why? Why? Is it because he just hasn't played that much? Because Hatay doesn't really score that many goals. I feel like, personally, that Sanoc is going to be a very high scorer in this match, and I can easily see him score off a corner. The guy's a tall lad, and he's dangerous inside the box, while Guindo is very much capable of getting assists and has been super consistent. Oh, it's a tough one, man. It's a really tough choice. I don't necessarily know what to do there. Let me go into Switzerland here. Maybe we can see the odds over here. Maybe we have more information. So the odds, oh, they aren't great. 2.21 against 2.86. Clean sheet, 25%. Guindo is only 70% expected to play. While I did say like the defense doesn't look too good, but the attack has some higher percentages. So I wonder if the coach has said something about like changing stuff up in the defense. So that could be something that we need to look out for. But yeah, like 25% clean sheet, 2.21 on the odds. Let me go back and see the Turkey one. Let's look into Besiktas here. You just got to go with the odds, I think. Yeah, 1.65, 38% clean sheet percentage. I think Sonic is going to dominate that game. I really think so. I'm going to go with my guts here. I think I'm going to go Sanoch. Gindo, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, pal. Let's go and put him in there. And that's the lineup. I think this is much more capable of doing some insane things. I'm going to take the captaincy off Muleka in this team. I'm going to give it to Szymanski because Szymanski has been doing really well and Feyenoord are doing really well in general. So I'm going to give it to Szymanski. And this team has the capability of winning us something. So I'm going to pop that in there. So Challenger Europe, we have 4 teams now. Kavlina is in there for the under 23 super rare. Unless, what if I take this away? Because it is a punty team. But having said that, I don't know if he plays. But could I put together another all-star team for the threshold? Ooh, I very much can. Ooh. Hold on a second. Maybe I go that then instead of super rare. It feels bad to waste Moleka's super rare, but maybe we go for the threshold there. What did I want to look at again? I wanted to look at Croatia because of Spikic. So it's a big game. It's a massive game. Hajduk split against Dinamo Zagreb, first against second. Hajduk playing at home. The atmosphere is going to be insane. And Spikic is 70% expected to play. Ivanovic could get some play time too, but this could be a game where Zagreb do somewhat all right, but expected goals isn't really that high. So do I want to go with this? I mean, a threshold would really pay off here. I think I'm going to go threshold grind, man. Let's just freaking do this. Let's go threshold grind. And you know what? If we're risking this instead of the super rare, let's go like that. Enzo, you're my captain. We have our 4 teams. And then I want to see what I could do for the super rare. Is there any chance I can do like underdog super rare, which I don't think I can, but I'm just gonna see if we have any chance to do so. No, there's no chance. None of our players fit the bill here in underdogs except Sildilia. So we're gonna have to go with those teams. I think technically it is smarter to do this. And yeah, these guys have some, especially Enzo has tough matchups. Sheshko, I don't know if he's going to play. Spikic looks like he could play, but a very tough matchup. Gindo, just coming off of a weird result. They are playing at home, though. I feel like he's going to smack a 90. I'm going to be so sad to not play him, but more established players have made it into the Challenger Europe here. And I do think Sanic has the perfect matchup, like the matchup for Besiktas. And I feel like he is capable of scoring a goal off of a corner due to his height and his like physical abilities. So I think this team could also do well. I genuinely feel like we have 3 good teams this game week. Instead of going with the 5 that we had initially, I think this makes a lot more sense. Hopefully, I'm right. Hopefully, I don't get it completely wrong here. And you know what? Actually, hold on a second. What if I go All-Star Rare Pro? Can I do that? Because, hold on a second. So we could go Gindo, right? We could go Nunez. No, we're not going Nunez. We're going Muleka. We're going Enzo. And then I wish I knew if Sheshko is going to play or not, man. Spikic, I know he's going to play, but he has a tough matchup. Nunez is possibly going to play, right? Maybe I'll go with an All-Star Rare Pro. Why not? Maybe it could work out. I mean, it's not a terrible team. He's very much capable of scoring high. He's very much capable of scoring really high. It's just a tough matchup. He could do really well. This is his time. If he's back in the starting lineup, we could maybe aim for a tier 2 there. Who did I want to look for? I wanted to look for Nunez. Yeah, so England. I don't know, man. I like to aim for big things rather than threshold. Is that just me? I don't know. I feel like at this stage, that's what I want to go for, but it's stupid. I should go threshold. I know it. Don't you worry, guys. Nunez, 70% expected to play. They lost their last game where he did not play. for me, it just sounds like he has to come into the starting lineup again. He really has to. So, Sergeant is not playing. What happened to Sergeant? Okay, he's going to come on possibly. I think I want to go risky. I'm going risky. I'm captaining Muleka here. I'm going risky. Forget about it. No threshold grind for me. What? Oh, sorry. He can't be captain. You know what, Gindo? I'm gonna give it to you because you're playing at home. Let's give it to Gindo. All right, those are my lineups. I made up my decisions. I could not waste Muleka, man. I'm sorry. It just pained me. I tried so many times to fit him into a lineup, but let's put it this way: we have 3 very good-looking lineups, right? I'm very hopeful that we do well this game week, and then we have All-Star Pro, where how many rewards are given out? 173. That's actually not that bad. So I guess I'll go for it. I mean, it's a 10% chance at the moment, basically, because 1,800 people take part. Why not? Maybe Nunez has an incredible game. Maybe Muleka has an incredible game. Maybe Enzo smacks one in from 40 yards out. Maybe Kavlina comes in and gets a clean sheet. Who knows, right? And I want to play that game. I want to play the who knows game. So yeah, the rest of these lineups I'm very hopeful with. Let's take a look into the prize pool here for the challenger. 408 people get rewarded. Ideally, you want to push into the tier 2s, and that's the place that I aim for all the time. And yeah, that's what I'm going to go for here. And then actually, I can't put this in Challenger Pro, can I? No, I can't, because I don't have what's it called? I don't have a player that fits in here as super rare, because Nunez is championship, so he's not eligible in champion in a Challenger Europe Rare. What is Challenger Europe Rares? Europe Pro, sorry. 68 people only get rewarded. Nah, I have no chance there. I have absolutely no chance. I might have I mean, I also don't have a chance in All-Star Rare Pro, to be honest with you. But but I'm just trying it for no reason. Maybe I should go Challenger. Isn't that smarter? I mean, the prize pool here is much larger, so I'm kind of hopeful that we somehow sneak our way into the tier 2 rares. So I'm just gonna do that. Forget about it. I'm just going with my guts here. But yeah, like, let's hope this goes well. Let's hope our players do well. But guys, now let's talk about the biggest purchase of the club. Oh man, I'm excited. I am so excited. I cannot wait to see this man back in action. So as you guys know, I've gone for Balikvisha in the stream lately. He is fully back into the team now. Played 2 games. Last game he played 60 minutes. They're slowly putting him back into the team. But we have gone and picked up a Florian Wirtz. For me, the best under 23 player I genuinely could have. When fit, this guy is ridiculous. And I was looking at options, right? I was thinking, what if I go Gakpo, right? I was like, oh, let's get Gakpo into the team. Pair him up with Xavi Simons. Look at those scores. He's incredible. And yes, he is. But first, he is running out of under 23 this year. Also, there are already news about him moving to teams. His own coach, Van Nistelrooy, comes out and says, you know what? There are teams that want to get him. It's not only Premier League. It's top clubs all around Europe. I feel like after January, this boy's gone. And I think PSV will be fine with him. I mean, not as good, obviously, but I think they have decent options to hopefully come in and replace him. Madueke is now back from his injury too. So I feel like they are already preparing for Gakpo to go somewhere else. So they are looking for big money, and they might just get it. So I was like, no, Gakpo, I would just be stupid. Jota, he is currently injured, right? He's a decent player. He's not decent. He's amazing. But again, under 23 until 2023. So when I look at Florian Wirtz, I see someone who is currently playing at Bayer Leverkusen, who in the previous year was putting up the most insane scores. And I'm talking about the forward version. I have the forward. Look at these scores, bro. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like, this guy is ridiculous. Now, obviously, he had an ACL injury. He's out for a long time, and no one really knows how he's gonna come back. But the fact that he's back this quickly, no one expected him to be back this quickly. He's already back. He is in the pictures for the training sessions. Hopefully I can find it here. I put it into the Discord already, but let me find this picture. There he is. So here you can see he is back. Yes, He is in the individual training sessions. He is training with the ball now, which again is incredible. And that was posted on October 18th, 3 days ago. He is working his way back. And here's one of the main reasons as to why he is being pushed this far, or why he's probably pushing himself this far. The German national team coach has said if Wirtz comes back basically and gets a bunch of play time and he looks fit, I'm very much interested in taking him to the World Cup. And that, my friends, would be insane. Now, I know he wouldn't be starting, but I would love to have Florian Wirtz take part in the World Cup, gather that experience, because that makes him an even better player for the future. And he's under 23 until 2027. He's already being looked at as the next guy out of a German side to go to Bayern Munich. If he goes to Bayern Munich, my friends, he is going to be insane alongside Musiala. It could genuinely become one of the best under 23 matchups or stacks. Musiala and Florian Wirtz together, because these guys have years and years to come in under 23, both until 2027. So if we go back to Wirtz here, let's take a look at his price throughout the last year. He has gone for up to nearly 9,000 euros. At the peak of his game, he was the best under 23 forward in the game. And people like Gakpo and these guys could not compete with him at the time where he had that insane streak. But I genuinely do believe with him coming back into the Bayer Leverkusen squad, they're going to be much better because they have brought in Hudson-Odoi. They do have Diaby. If you put Florian Wirtz in between those two, it's going to be nuts. I can't wait. I'm genuinely so excited. So in terms of fiat, we have bought him basically at like half the price that he was going for at his peak. So I'm really happy with that. And it's one of those players where I now know I'm going to hold on to this one for years. So that, just knowing that I don't have to worry about this guy, just makes it so much more fun for me. So we do have Florian Wirtz in the squad, and it is his forward card. And I do believe he's going to be unreal moving forward. And I can't wait for him to be back. I don't need him to be rushed back. In my head, I'm thinking he's going to be back after the World Cup, and I'm going to get utility out of him. So after the World Cup, I'm fully assuming this price graph is not going to be down here. It's probably going to be somewhere around here, or maybe even up here again, because the hype will be real with him. So yeah, I've gone for him as a long-term solution for my forward issue that we had in the club. So if we go into the gallery right here, you guys do know that I was pretty unhappy with certain positions in the club. So we have great goalkeepers, which I'm very happy with, and we might add to it down the line. But for now, I don't need more lineups. Defenders, I was extremely satisfied with the choices that we have. Palacios is incredible. Solé is a beast. Hilgers is great. Taylor Havard-Bellis is amazing. Guindo is sick. Saliba is amazing. Sanuc is a beast. So defenders were looking fine. Kökçü, Simmons, Szymanski, Enzo, Nakamura, all these guys are great. The other ones need to still work on themselves. So possibly a super rare midfielder for the under 23s is something that I'm going to look forward to bringing in. But I do still have full belief in this guy. And I do think that Marcelinho Nunez, once the matchups get easier for Sheffield, is going to be a beast for them, for Norwich. And in terms of forwards now, I feel comfortable as well. We have Zion Fleming, Jens Odgaard. We have Balikwisha, who's coming back from injury too. We have Wirtz, we have Šeško, Muleka. I finally feel like we are looking good. It may be maybe just one more on the 23 super rare to bring into the squad at some point. But man, I'm happy. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with our teams. And yeah, man, we have put them together. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. It's a long one, but I feel like a lot of people enjoy the long videos, and I personally really do. So I'm looking forward to it. Unless I find any like DMP worries, these are the teams. Whoa, voice crack teams. Under 23 Rare, Under 23 Pro, Challenger Europe, All-Star Pro, the punty one. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Take care and peace.